Well, these sure are coming out of nowhere, huh? What's going on, guys? NIKI just coming back at you with another brand new episode of Filmmaker Reacts, a weekly show where I react to a film, trailer, music video from a filmmaking perspective to help you guys understand what goes into making your favorite videos on the internet. We're back again with more Jackson Wang, one of my favorite K-pop artists, one of my favorite artists in general, one of my favorite people in general. He's one of my idols and inspirational figures in my life because he's just so creatively cool and has a vision and is really doing great work to execute that vision. And he's on this feature song. I think it's called California. It's a remix of the other California that the 88 Rising crew made without him. But he has a verse on this now, and I've listened to the song. I really like the song. It's got a vibe to it, and it's got a lot of commentary on California, if you will. And I think it's really interesting to see that be spoken about as like transparently as they are in this song. And we're gonna talk about that later, but right now, if you guys don't know, I am a filmmaker. I break these videos down from the cinematography, the lighting, the set design, where they're shooting, editing choices, all that stuff, so you guys understand how these K-pop big groups and musical artists make these music videos in case you want to get creative and just do a little music video cover for yourself, or if you want to get into production, you kind of know what's going on because I'm telling you how these guys are recording. Now, from the promotional material and stuff, I can tell it's got kind of like a burned film look to the music video, what I think is a cool aesthetic choice, especially because so many films come from California. You know, we got the golden age of cinema and old Hollywood, so it really fits this music video, so I'm gonna try to mimic that here in the video of myself. Hope you guys dig that. But yeah, without further ado, let's check out this video. I think it's really got a nice vibe to it. I haven't watched the video yet, so I'm hoping, you know, the video is nice and relaxed and just easy and not too crazy, because then that would contrast against the song, but let's check it out. Alright, now it is an all-English song, but I'm still going to have the subtitles on in case we have any international people, so thank you for tuning in, and let's check it out. This is California by 88 Rising and all the respectful artists. Nice wide shots. Ooh, interesting how they started and then the film burn like kind of happened midway through that, and then we cut inside. Nice. It's got some nice neon practical lights in the background. I think there's gonna be a whole orange feel to it because that's just either what they're shooting on film or that's just an effect they put on post to just get that old film vibe to it. So whatever the lights are, everything in the scene is gonna be overcast with some oranges. I raised in California, that fragrance, that payment. We got these weird, awkward, like zoom-ins that are very old school. You do not see a lot of these shots anymore, but it fits this visual look, aesthetic, if you will. We got the nice, like, very soft focus, like it's almost not even in focus because it's just moving and oh my god. Okay, here we go. Even you can tell with like the film look and everything, the shadows, it's very like noisy and still kind of bright. It's like if you just crank the shadows, everything's like very overexposed. You see how just bright and blown out the lights are. It's just like we're like got a nice spotlight on him, and that's pretty much it right now. And this is like the spotlight's just moving around. Let me know in the comment section below if Jackson actually flew to the States to shoot this video. We'll see, I guess, for sure if he interacts with the other people, but if not, this is just shot in Korea or China, and you just put the filter over the footage to make it look like it was all in the same place. We'll see. This camera is moving a little bit, so that could be artificial or that could be somebody just holding it right there. And this one just looks like a handheld, just somebody's walking with him. Those film burns are so cool, and they just add so much authenticity to the look that they're going for, because that happens. It looks like we only have 2 camera angles of Jackson so far. I don't know if they did this like 2 takes or just, you know, just kind of went with it, just keep it nice and raw, or if I'm sure they went through it multiple times, but they probably just did one couple sessions of him sitting right here, just doing the entire song or the entire verse, and then they did another one of him like walking around doing all this crazy stuff with the person just following him with the camera. That was a little closer. Oh, I love the film burn transitions when it just kills the entire shot and then it transitions to the next one underneath. That's such good editing. See, I think this is the actual like music video for the song with these 3 artists, and then they just kind of stitched Jackson in. So in that editing aspect, it's kind of awkward but this is a remix, but it still fits the vibe. But you made it, California, conversations to the sunrise when you stop by California. You can see just everything's in focus for this one. It's got like a good depth of field, like everything's just, we can see everything. It's not just Rich Brian in focus here, but everything's, we got some magentas and oranges. It's just, there's no teals in this. I don't wanna be the one that's left behind. I love the way you lie. I don't wanna be the These are a little bit more steady shots. Somebody put some brakes on me. I really need rest on me. Pops calling up every couple days. I'm smiling. But just look at look at these trees. It's like such a vintage shot right there. So we could think I'm straight. Why can't I tell the truth? Playing J. Cole back then with a clear and go. Like it all made sense. I needed myself and nobody else. Okay, let's go. From how it looks, man, it's hard to complain. And I just been praying that when I get older, that I got some smile on me that can remain. The shooting is very minimal in this music video. Like it's just like, okay, we're just chilling right here. We're gonna record you doing a couple things. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. No track work. No gimbal stuff. We're just chilling, holding the camera. That's it. I do think for the vibe and like the just the aesthetic, it could have maybe benefited with the 4x3 and just have black bars on the side just to give it that even more old feel. I feel like as long as they government names, man, not like your wishes. The mask that I wear and the faces below it is looking the same. Like, oh, you've been in this fight. I can see it in your eyes. Like, oh, I made up my mind. I don't want to waste no time. Yeah. Money making. This is a very classic shot too, I feel like, and it fits this aesthetic. It's just the super wide, and then we just kind of push in on the subject. This is like a kind of behind the scenes of like a photo shoot shot. Amazing. California, celebrated or paraded. I've never heard of her before or listened to her music, NIKI, but she has an amazing voice. This too, like this kind of, it's like you're on a tripod and you're just kind of tilting back and forth to follow. It's very old school. Don't mistake it. You can break big till you get sick. Shut the fuck up, don't wake another neighbor. I don't know you and I don't want to later. Pray to God I never run out of his favor. But we don't make the textbooks on our best behavior, do we? I'm the anti-hero of my own damn movie. Such a powerful line. Such a powerful song. Peep the license plate. And when the sky looks like a painting, that's when you look down. Alright, what are they gonna do for Jackson now? And then we get the teaser for a Jackson Wang song, which I think is really cool. Again, using that film burn effect, Drive You Home. I don't know if this is going to be an 88 Rising thing or if this is going to be full on Jackson Wang, but I am ready, and you best be knowing we are ready for this on the channel. Jackson Wang, Drive You Home. Is it going to be in that, you know, kind of Hong Kong 80s, 90s aesthetic and sounding vibe that he's got going on lately? I hope that's going to be fun, but either way, we're excited and we'll check it out. So that was the California music video for the Jackson Wang remix. Yeah, it's like an old film music video, you know. It's just got that vibe. The film burns, it's soft focus, the oranges are taking over everywhere, and the camera work, it's very old school and just not traditional in the slightest at all. I mean, my only knock is that it's kind of a remix, so the way they cut in Jackson's, it doesn't like flow seamlessly with the rest of the aesthetic of the music video, but that's just what you gotta work with. I think it still fits because they use those same effects on his footage too. And these kind of vintage looking music videos, it's really fun and really easy to do, I'd argue, because you could kind of get away with a lot of mistakes and throw it up to creative liberty, you know. Like if it's not in focus, you're like, oh, that was the vibe I was going for. Or if it's not lit properly, you're like, oh, but it's supposed to be super overexposed and the shadows are supposed to be really noisy and stuff, because that's just how it looks, right? Whereas if you're going like super cinematic, you gotta be dialed into those calculations and those settings to make sure it's right. Now, really quick, I did want to touch on the meaning of this song, and if you're still here and want to listen, thank you for staying with me so long. Yeah, like this song is called California, and to me, when I listen to it, I don't think they're talking about like a girl or somebody or a relationship or somebody named California. I think they're talking about the state. Because this state, or not the state, the state California is the center hub for all Hollywood, for all music, at least in the West. And even then, it has a huge influence everywhere else too. That being said, California has a reputation to be kind of a double-edged sword, you know? Like you can get a whole lot out of California and Hollywood and all these things, and it can grant you multiple opportunities, but at that same time, it's kind of like poisoning you and bringing you down at the same time. You know, so many big stars and stuff have had experiences that aren't the greatest, or have had like mental health deteriorate over the years of being in that environment, because it is so cutthroat, because it is so deal oriented, and because it's kind of like a free-for-all out there. You know, you're trying to do well by yourself by not only making a name for yourself, but also just making the bare minimum to survive, because of how expensive it is to live out there, because of that desire to live there and make something out of it. It's absolutely insane. And so, like, you know, you gotta looking out for others and doing the right thing is often kind of down here, as long as you're like, well, if I got to do this to survive, you know, I got to do this, I got to do right by me first and make sure I'm moving forward at the expense of others. And so it's just a really interesting place, and I think it's cool that, you know, a lot of these are Asian artists in this music video, so they're not like based in LA. You know, Jackson's not based in LA, so it was interesting to have him, to see that he had a verse on this song. You know, he's somebody that got huge, not really based on LA, and didn't really rely on that. And how now he can have commentary, probably because of people he's worked with who've filtered through LA, or visiting LA for touring or music video shooting and working in that community. So, you know, you got this like kind of outside perspective from these artists, and he doesn't live and die by LA necessarily. Versus, you know, some Western pop artists, you know, and other people out here in the States, they kind of probably would not be able to make a song like this and have it bode well. That's just my take. But like I said, it's not like all bad. Like there's some really great things you can get out of like California, especially. I hear a lot like you get out what you put into it, you know, like that. So if you're like nice and treat people right and do right by yourself and by LA, then LA's gonna do right by you. You know, you get that kind of vibe too, so who knows? But I just thought it was really interesting that they went and made this song and opened that conversation. So I wanna know what you guys think about this whole song. and the content behind the song in the comment section below. I'd really be interested to hear your guys' take as like consumers of all the stuff that comes out of California. But anyways, that's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed or learned anything new. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And as always, don't forget to find yourself, be yourself, and love yourself. Hey guys, Daniel aka Phoenix DTS checking in with you at the end of the video. If you did like what you saw, please be sure to check out one of these other 2 videos, and don't forget to drop me one of these and subscribe for new videos every single week. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I love you. Have a good one.